Stepping off the plane in a new country can be an exciting adventure, but when you're in Japan or China, prepare for some serious culture shocks. Whether it's the food, manners, or everyday customs, there's a lot that can surprise even the most seasoned travelers. In today's video, we're talking about the shocking culture shocks foreigners experience in Japan and China. Trust me, some of these will leave you scratching your head. Let's dive in. Japan's no tipping rule. Alright, let's start with Japan, where the tipping culture is completely non-existent. In many countries, tipping is a part of the dining experience, but not in Japan. Here, tipping is considered rude and even unnecessary. At a restaurant, you might even get a little confused when they don't leave you any change after you pay, and that's because they truly believe that the service should be included in the price. I remember the first time I went to Japan and tried to leave a tip. The waiter's face was priceless. He politely, but firmly handed the money back, smiling but clearly uncomfortable. It's a clear example of the deep respect for professionalism in Japanese culture. Eating while walking in Japan. This is a big no-no. If you're strolling around in Tokyo or Kyoto with a snack or drink in hand, you might be met with some curious stares or even disapproving looks. Why? Well, in Japan, food is seen as something you should enjoy while seated, not on the go. It's considered bad manners to eat or drink while walking, especially in public spaces. If you're caught munching on a sandwich or sipping a drink, you'll quickly find that there are designated areas like parks or benches where it's more acceptable. But don't expect to see anyone casually eating on the subway or wandering the streets with a coffee in hand. The quietness of public spaces in Japan. Now let's talk about public spaces in Japan, specifically how quiet they are. This one is a huge culture shock for many visitors. Whether you're on the Tokyo subway or walking around a park, silence is almost sacred. In places like train stations, you'll notice that people speak in hushed tones and everyone respects personal space. You won't hear loud conversations, music, or phone calls on the trains. It's all about maintaining peace and avoiding disturbing others. I once made the mistake of talking a little too loud on the train, and I could feel the eyes of everyone around me. Let me tell you, the tension was real. It's all part of that deep-rooted respect for others that Japanese culture emphasizes. No shoes indoors in Japan. Now, for the shoe rule in Japan, no matter how casual or formal the environment is, you're expected to take off your shoes when entering someone's home or certain indoor places like temples, traditional ryokan inns, and even some restaurants. This one can be quite shocking to newcomers. When you visit a house or certain traditional spaces, you'll often be provided with indoor slippers to wear. This rule extends to public baths, like onsen, where you have to leave your shoes in a designated area before entering. It's all part of the emphasis on cleanliness and respect for other spaces. Another culture shock in Japan, the tiny size of apartments. Japan is known for its efficient use of space, especially in cities like Tokyo. You might walk into an apartment that's smaller than a typical hotel room in the West. Many Japanese people live in compact, minimalist spaces, which can be shocking for foreigners who are used to bigger, more spacious homes. In fact, some people even sleep on futons that are rolled out on the floor and stored away during the day to maximize space. It's all about efficiency and utilizing every inch of the apartment. Time for a pop quiz. In Japan, what is considered more polite when eating noodles? A. Eating quietly. B. Using a fork. C. Slurping them loudly. D. Cutting them into small pieces. Time's up. Are you ready for the answer? The answer is C. Slurping them loudly. Congratulations if you got that right. Surprisingly, the slurping isn't just for show. It helps enhance the flavor by mixing air with the noodles and broth, similar to how wine tasters slurp to unlock aromas. The louder the slurp, the more it signals to the chef that you're enjoying the meal. Next, let's jump to China, where crowd etiquette is a completely different experience. In China, you'll often find yourself pushed and jostled, especially in busy cities like Shanghai or Beijing. In some places, personal space can feel like a distant concept. Whether you're on the subway, in a market, or even at a tourist attraction, you'll notice people have a different view of standing in line. Forget about waiting for your turn politely, people will cut in line without hesitation. The first time I visited China, I was totally caught off guard when someone just brushed past me at the train station and cut right in front of me. It's not meant to be rude, but it's a different rhythm of life, where getting to the front of the line fast is often seen as a sign of efficiency. Chinese dining etiquette. It's all about sharing. If you've ever sat down for a meal in China, you'll quickly realize that the dining etiquette is radically different from Western cultures. The most shocking thing: sharing is not just encouraged, it's expected. In China, everyone at the table shares dishes. There's no such thing as individual portions. You'll find platters of food placed in the center of the table, and the idea is to sample everything. You're expected to take bites from each dish, and it's impolite to take a whole serving for yourself. What's even more surprising is that during meals, food is often served family style, with bowls of rice or noodles placed right in the middle, and everyone digs in together. At first, this can feel a little awkward if you're not used to it, but it's actually a beautiful display of community and togetherness. Public spitting in China. Here's another culture shock. In China, it's a common sight, especially in more rural or older areas. People casually spit in public spaces like sidewalks or streets. It's not considered rude by many, though it can definitely feel surprising if you've never seen it before. While this practice has been criticized in recent years as China modernizes, it's still relatively common in some places. In fact, you may find yourself dodging a spit puddle while walking down the street in older districts. This is one of those cultural differences that takes a while to get used to, but it's just part of the local traditions and customs. The push for silence in Chinese libraries and parks. Much like Japan, silence is important in China's public spaces, especially in libraries and parks. Whether you're in a park in Beijing or the library in Shanghai, you'll notice that loud conversations are almost non-existent. People whisper or communicate in hushed tones. This is because noise is seen as disruptive. It's a bit of a shock for many foreigners, especially when you're used to chatting and being louder in public spaces. But it's all about creating a peaceful environment and respecting others' need for quiet. The concept of face in China. Finally, the concept of face in China can be a tricky one to understand. In Chinese culture, losing face means losing respect or status, and it's something most people avoid at all costs. This means that indirect communication is common, and people often avoid confrontation to prevent making someone feel embarrassed. For example, if you're trying to negotiate a deal or disagree with someone, it's crucial to do so without causing a loss of face. This can be really difficult for foreigners who are used to more direct communication styles. So, whether it's eating habits, manners, or the way people interact with one another, Japan and China each have their own unique set of cultural norms that can be totally surprising for newcomers. But that's what makes travel so exciting, learning about different ways of life and adapting to them. Which of these culture shocks did you find the most surprising? Or have you experienced any others in Japan or China? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and ring that bell for more travel tips and cultural insights. Until next time, keep exploring.